2 points about the weather outlook and the agricultural activity in South Africa. One, it's increasingly likely that when the 2026-27 summer season starts in October this year, all the way through to 2027, we may be heading to the El Nino that we have been writing about. I've just received now a seasonal climate watch report from the South African Weather Service. They saying that, hey, the possibility of an El Nino is increasingly likely at the start of the season. And of course, they update their estimates month by month. So it will be important that we continue to pay attention on what they release on a monthly basis. But my sense is that reading the report that they released today, the 1st of May, as well as what they released last month, and observing also what others across the world are saying, we are heading towards that El Nino at the start of the 2026-27 season. And of course, that means that a high chance of below normal rainfall in South Africa and across the Southern Africa region. But as to how severe that El Nino will be, that's something that we are all yet to see. The only positive things that I can say at the moment is that the soil moisture across South Africa and the fact that we have even continued to receive rainfall late in April, that will help at the start of the season so that folks can at least start to till their land. But if then when the season starts, we receive below normal rainfall, but any showers we get, they are at the right time after planting and when the crop is pollinating or flowering, then that increases a chance of still getting a decent crop. But that's something that we will see in the coming months. That's the first point. The second point is that it seems that the Western Cape region of South Africa may receive below normal rainfall later in the winter season. And that's the second message that is coming out of the Seasonal Climate Watch report of the South African Weather Service. They say the southwestern regions of South Africa may receive below normal rainfall later this winter season. And we know that the Western Cape accounts for over half of South Africa's winter crops. But at the moment, though, the province have received excellent rains. Folks are starting to preparing their land. Others are already planting. And of course, they have reduced the area planting for wheat. We're now going to likely see the lowest wheat area planting in about 12 years. And that area decline led to an increase in plantings for canola and some planting for barley. And part of the reason the wheat plantings have declined is also the profitability related aspect because there's just so much wheat in the world market. And secondly, the fact that input costs are high and then farmers are looking to say, what else can they plant then in some of those areas, which is why you are seeing that canola is increasing a little bit because the demand for canola is still there and we can export some of the canola and the prices are not that bad, as well as what we are seeing with the increase in barley. But as to how then the season shapes up, I think the current rain help in making sure that at least we do have excellent soil moisture. The season can start fairly well. But later on in the season, we will have to watch what the weather conditions are looking like. But what we are receiving from the South African Weather Service is that there's a higher chance of below normal rainfall later in the season. But below normal rainfall doesn't mean that there will be a drought because it can be below normal levels. But as long as we receive that rain at the right time, then that still increases a chance of getting a decent winter crop in South Africa. And of course, that will affect all winter crops: wheat, barley, canola, oats, sweet lupin. So those are all of the things that we are planting in that province. And I guess the key message then here is that let's pay attention to what the weather folks will be telling us in these coming months, because that's a critical period for the winter crops, but also critical period for the summer crop, especially for the next season. That's the 2027, 26, 27 that begins in October this year in South Africa.